His Excellency, Fina friend, sport friend, ladies and gentlemen. I say I'm very honored to have got the chance to present here together with Fina family, which I'm very attached to for many reasons. A lot of good memories and a lot of great sport I have had a chance to see with Fina. So the stage we are dealing with is this fantastic stage. And that stage has young people, have old people, have good athletes, and it's an exciting but also very innovative stage. There happens a lot around it, and it's evolving on us all the time. And there's many stakeholders, many that have interest of what happened on this stage that is a growing stage. Maybe it doesn't come out clear, but if we look here, if we go back 50 years and today, the stage looks totally different. A lot of innovation, a lot of new things have put great things to the sport. When we sit on the stadium, we have jumbotrons, we see a lot of things, we get much closer to the action. But we see also a lot of media attention, new innovations in how we broadcast, three-dimensional, and how it comes home to our living room. But the new thing is we have social media. It's all over it. It's maybe not the official thing that comes out, what we see from the normal TV screen. And this is opportunity to spread the sport. When we deal with sport and innovation, we always have to think about what is the impact of it. An impact of technology and innovation, of course, what we think about first is how does it influence record? Just to give a list of issues that come into play. There is a human and social evolution around us. It's talent, popularity of sport, and so on. It's also technology evolution. It can be facility, it can be equipment, it can be swimsuit that all the time evolve, and athlete and coaching evolves. Also with the professionalism of the sport. Professionalism means people train more, there is more time to fine-tune the skills of the athletes. But we're going to deal with the technology part here today, facilities and equipment. Just start looking at 100-meter running, simple, one of the cleanest sports, 100-meter running. And if we have done a line of evolution over the last 50 years, we should not even be close to 980 yet at this moment. And we know we are at 9.5 seconds. If we now look at this evolution over the last 25 years and put the same line, yes, it had gone straight down. So we have to be careful when we look on this evolution line. They can look totally different over time horizon we look after. And we see what is that have influenced. Yes, it's one unique athlete that totally changed that evolution of one sport. So unique talent, it's the athletes coming into play. If we look at 100 meter in Stockholm, 1912, that's how it looked like. You look at Jesse Owen and Bolt, 36 to 2010. Yes, it's totally different. If we look at Jesse Owen, 36, his shoes, he was giving a shuffle to dig his starting block with. So it was a total different way it could impact the record setting, of course. We look at Wilma Rudolph and Jeter, the clothing is totally different. And in the middle of all this, there is one guy better than ever. The shirt is hanging outside, the shoelaces is off, and he's better than all the others. This is unique talent, and that's great. In swimming, we have had lately unique talents. They set an interest, and we should always appreciate these people and not say they win due to technology. So it's about the athletes, and we have to be concerned about that. If we look in Beijing, swimming, Michael Phelps, Savage, it was less than 1/100th of a second. And for him, It was the difference between 7 and 8 medals. And it's down to parts of a second. And when it's down to parts of a second, small things are important. Small things in how the clothing, small things about the pool, the facility we are in. So now switching to swimming. If we look over the last 50, 60 years, 100-meter free swim women, and we look at, here is a trend line. What is in that trend line? What have made it have that shape? Yes, the athletes have evolved, of course, but here was the introduction of flip turn. It had an influence of it. Pool design, gathered pools, changed also the influence of the record. And we all know in 2009 we had another little dip, and that was the tech suits. But we see them in relation to the others, they're about the same, sometimes even smaller than the other effects. So we can always question ourselves, what was the issue we talked about, this tech suit? What did they influence actually? What was the main thing that came in discussion? Yes, the elastic corset. If you take yourself in an elastic corset, you stabilize muscles and movements, and that is what everyone is after in running, biking, cycling, ski, to stabilize the body. Sometimes it was even too tight, they ripped even. And that was, of course, an issue in itself. Fluid dynamic. Even I could look pretty dolphin-like if I could have a corset and moved all my body extras around. So it gave a better dolphin shape to the athletes. Torque position in the water. Turned out that many of the records were set the last 10–20% of the race, when stomach muscles got tired and your body sinks down. You had an extra stabilization to hold your body up in a floating position. There was a lot of discussion about metabolism effect. Metabolism effect, that the compression changed the ATP, the lactic acid transition in the body, and that was an effect. We have studied that. We've never could see any medical proof for that, but it was part of the argument. The tight suit could influence, you could have trapped air and you float higher in the water. And when all this feel good, that come in, the last one is placebo. I feel fast, I feel good in this. We tested some of the swimsuit on bikers, the Danish national team. They said, I will never bike with anything else than this. It gave a comfortable feeling, and the athlete in his mind. And when we compete of hundreds of a second, we should not neglect the placebo effect in this. But it's not just swimming. The similar phenomena, we always thought that we were exposed just swimming. Yes, we got a lot of attention, but it's running, it's speed skating, it's biking, ski jumping, downhill. They all use the same effects from these suits. So what can we expect in the future? Which technology and what's happening in the next 20 years? What is the thing we should look up for when we work in the approval commission? There is one thing we should know: sport is an early adapter. Early adapter means also we get exposed to new technology very fast in sport, faster than in aerospace and other. And I try to exemplify it here. If a new technology enter into the scene, if we take aerospace, I used to work with Boeing for many years ago, it takes about 15 years to adapt the technology before we can use it. It's safety, security issues. Then they use it for 20 years. So when you go into an airplane, you sit normally in 20-year-old technology. Exemplified here with aerospace. If you take automotive, maybe 6–7 years, and then they use it for 10. Sport, 2–3 years, then they use it. And then they start with new technology. So it's a faster rotation, and this is a value of sport. This is a great value in sport that we should see be a part of driving new technology to market in a good way. The only one faster is consumer electronic. It rotates it within a year or two. And we see today a lot of electronics coming into sport, they're emerging. So we can just expect it's not going to get slower, it's going to get faster. So which are these global trends that we are in university today, we all are busy with, and we think it's the next thing that's going to change a lot of the impact on our life, including sport? It's new material science, new nanoscience, and this is with finding unique properties, properties that we couldn't get unless we get into the nanoscale. And that gives sensing and active performance. We have actually seen questions coming into our swim approval commission. Fibers that have certain nanoparticles, so the heat of the body, give an active response and it gives a radiation into the muscles. And we don't allow any external radiation into the body. But that is already come. It's not used in a big way in another field. Microengineering. We today make extremely small devices, millimeter two, with a lot of function control via this element. And those elements integrated in the textiles, and we get response from the body, and we can also adapt to this information we get. Computer science. We all see it around us, how it's developed. And it's getting cheaper, and we have more sophisticated tools to work with today. We used to make model fluid channels to test the new technology, and we measured. Take America's Cup that I had a chance to work with for 8 years. They used to make 6, 7 models to test in different channels. Today they make 1. All the other one is done in virtual simulation of the same effect. And that shrinks the time scale tremendously, and cost as well. Human modeling, biomechanics, scientific understanding of the body. We have several of these people here, also in our commission. All what's happening there is help to optimize training techniques and performance optimization. And that is also, life science is one of the big areas in many fields of university activities today. If you go and ask a number of universities, what is the thing after IT revolution? What is the new money we see coming? It's neurotechnology. Understand brain function in a way that we can use it to manipulate with the external world. So how do we influence perception? This is probably in many universities the biggest, newest growing field. If you ask the president of our university, what comes after IT? Neurotechnology. And we will get the same answer. Neurotechnology comes into how we design tennis racket, how we design skis, how we design bicycle, also swimsuits. What makes this better than the other? And this is by understanding and do equipment that is personalized between that equipment and that athlete. And this is what sometimes is related to as feel and control. So digital manufacturing, everyone talk about 3D printing. The 3D printing has revolutionized how we look at production. And we sit in the evening, make a design. In the morning, we have a part. Normally, we needed to make a tool, and it maybe took 1 month, 2 months before we have it. All what I've said here is now also fueled behind by something. What is it fueled by? is this open source access. A lot of technology doesn't sit locked in patent, it's open source, many people can use it. And this is what all this less restriction makes new technology enter the market is a much faster pace than what we have been used to. 3D printing, everything is on open source, not sitting locked in any patent. Everyone can use it at the same time. So all this said, yes, there is a lot of technologies that is growing. And all this technology, university, we talk about interdisciplinarity, transdisciplinarity. We have to merge fields. So it's a network of technology coming together. Now if we focus at our world of swimming, yes, we sit in the middle here with our stage, and we are exposed like anyone else. I have just a thought here. I was sitting at the London Olympics. Of some reason, I was watching canoe slalom. Great sport to watch, but the facility, 30 to 70 million US dollar. How many do canoe slalom? It's kind of a big investment for a fantastic sport. But I was a little bit troubled by the costs and the use after an Olympics. So my head was spinning. I said, okay, we have this great facility for canoe slalom. Isn't there another opportunity, maybe for Fina? Why don't we start with river swimming? River swimming in troubled water had maybe more excitement, many different swimmers at the same time. You see many sports, they start to have combined races, athletes against athletes. And if we take that thought one way closer, and I merge with some of our president, Dr. Maglione's interests, yes, this is very close to the swim for all and the drowning prevention. It have an implication in that direction. So there is facility not fully used at all. There is opportunity to see new areas for swimming to enter. Just a wild thought out of my head. So innovation is technology, is also innovation in how we present the sport, what we do within the sport, like swimming. Oops. Another of these great facilities, very expensive, is maybe not a big sport in Qatar, but is bob. Bob tracks are not cheap. And they are normally in obscure places in order to have the right condition. No, that should temporarily be moved into the cities using not ice but artificial material. And then we can have in downtown area during a week or two the bobsleigh track, and then it's moved up to a ski resort and used in the summer for training and other more leisure use of the same track. And I look at what Myrta and Fina have done with swimming. They build up a pool, they take it down, they move it. That's great ideas. It increased the possibility for a sport to be exposed in a way that instead of just one fixed facilities. All this said, is there a best practice that we can kind of summarize out of this? And what are the limits? What innovation is right, what innovation is not good for a sport? We have to, previous president Rogge, he said to me that on daytime you sit at university and push all limits, and then you are here with us talking about sensible limits. And those limits you have to set with a combination of your head and your heart for a sport. And this green field, one is a level playing field. It should be the same for all participants at the time of competition. take biking, track biking. Some of the bicycles cost 40,000, 50,000 euro for a bicycle. Is that accessible for everyone? It starts to be limits. Safety and security is not a big issue for swimming. Then there is tradition of the sport, and here we start to hit the limit in 2009. Was this what we meant with swimming? So Fina reacted, maybe we were too close to the limit. So there was action taken. People have to have emotional contact with the sport for a sport to be popular. If we can't do it ourselves, we start to disconnect. Then the other limit here is there have to be a business drive. Companies should be interested to be in there with their innovation. They should be able to earn money on it. If we limit this too much, there is no room for innovation. Companies say, why should I be in sport? I'm better being automotive in aerospace. And at the end of the day, if they get too small, they will not pay sponsorship to athletes, they will not pay other sponsorship to federation, international or national federation. And here we have to be sensitive to those limits when we think about new technologies. So we have to adjust to evolution around us. We have done it over the years. We have to have ruling adaptation to handle these issues. And thirdly, we have to have appropriate control, so we keep the level playing field. But the most important thing of all, anticipation. We talk to the manufacturer, talk to the athlete. What can happen? If you go that direction, we will say no. So don't lose your money there. And that contact and interaction is what we do in the Approval Commission as well, with our manufacturers meeting. We meet and discuss. We had one meeting today, actually, here. Extremely stimulating. Open discussion, what is right, what is not right for swimming today. So the actors balancing innovation in sport, of course, the athlete, he's performance-driven. That's what he's going for. We have an industry, they live from being innovative, coming with new products. And then we have the federation that manage the interaction here and manage the sport. They are pushing limit, and they should push limit. If we tell to an industry, don't be innovative in our sport, we lose them. They should push limit. And we have to make sure we keep sporting value for the athlete. And sport evolution that is healthy have to be discussed between federation and the industry developing or have innovation in our sport. This said, Fina have several commissions. They have an athlete commission, they have a technical commission, they have a medical commission, and there is the swimwear approval committee. We deal with all the equipment, hats, caps, goggles, swimsuits. And if we look at Fina commissions, yeah, they have a global view over the whole package. And we in the swimwear, very much between the federation and the industry, control it and also look at the evolution potential in our sport. How do we work? Yes, a manufacturer, he sends in a swimsuit to Fina. He do a submission of his new innovative swimsuit or goggles or a cap. It's sent to an independent laboratory, actually the lab that I'm heading, and we do a number of measurements on the suit, on the fabric, on the model that they have submitted. Then it goes up to our approval commission. This approval commission is, we are four, all professors from different continents, all with a sport and swimming competence background, and we have a committee that looks through every swimsuit that it's according to our rules that we have. We then give a green or red light, approve or resubmission. So now you can say, how many swimsuits do we get? After 2009, did the interest disappear? No, it did not. In 2010 and 2011, we had a lot of swimsuits, and this was due to the fact all the rule changes, every swimsuit needs to be approved. After that, we have submission of about 150, 200 swimsuits every year, new models coming out. We approve about 60–70% of them in the first round. They have a chance to modify it in the resubmission. And the one approved, of course, it's our hope that everyone should be approved, but that we have told to modify it. So they are happy and they can sell their product they have developed. And last year, 2013, 32 different manufacturers. This year, 38. I think it's enormously impressive, the number of companies interested in swimming. In conclusion, this is where I started with the stage. I said it was an innovative, evolving scene with many stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders that we now is grabbing onto that scene and make that scene work? Of course, the athletes and coaches. When we deal with sport, we have to learn one thing: athletes are the kings. Without the athlete, we have nothing to do. Working with America's Cup and sailing, if the sailors didn't like it, no way we could use it. It's not the engineers behind that decide. The athletes have to be accepting of the new technology. Spectators and media, they are big stakeholders, part of spreading the news from what will happen. Then we have the judges that make sure everything is worked properly at the event. And then the federation masterminds that manage the whole situation of this coming into play. And coming up to the scene, a lot of innovative industry. They are part of stakeholders. They are part of the one influencing our scenes. This is the stakeholders that all have to be happy and be able to control what is happening on the stage. So finally, sport makes kids dream. And we are responsible for this evolution. At the end of the day, I heard here, I liked what I heard, we do this for young children. If we can't attract them and make them feel happy and safe in our sport, it very quickly is going to stay low. So I like this program that I heard about here. This is how we should think. And this girl here, when she turned around, it's actually my daughter. This girl, she cannot sit still for 2 minutes. She's always up running. She watched swimming 2 hours, standing like this. She captures her, she dreams. And I don't know what swimming have, but it captures kids. And that is a value we in the swimming community have, and we should be very careful not destabilize this. So, what we also do, the sport, we have to say it's fair, it's safe, it's clean. We don't want to tell her, oh, you see, he won for he had better equipment, or he won for he was doped. No, it's not about that. And this is a responsibility we have also with technology entering the stage. Finally, let me thank the Fina, my colleague in the approval commission, the IOC, Athlete MOG, my laboratory, and the sports management program at our university. Thank you very much.